Hey everybody, welcome back to my eBay shop. Tonight is Friday. I typically have Fridays off, at least for the last couple of years. I had a lot of vacation hours that I've been trying to burn through before they got taken away. So I've been taking off every Friday for like probably close to 3 years now. In any event, there's not that many days when I just have a full whole day just to work on my eBay stuff. So today was one of those days, and I didn't get the most done that I could, but I did get a lot done. I went out this morning looking for some yard sales, and I found a couple that had some decent stuff. And then I stopped at the Salvation Army, and I haven't been in there since. I mean, really, I've been focusing on garage sales, yard sales, and estate sales this summer. Well, it's been warm, but now it's going to start getting cold again. The garage sales are drying up, but I did find one today that had some decent stuff. But also yesterday on my lunch break, I stopped at my little thrift store that I go to on Thursdays, a little independent store, and I bought well, 5 items, but one item. So I'm going to show you everything that came into my possession over the last couple of days and the things that are going to be getting listed soon in my shop. I was hoping to get them all listed tonight, but it's already getting kind of late and I have 8 orders to pack tonight. So as soon as I'm done showing you everything that came in, I'm going to go in the kitchen and get everything that's going out tomorrow packed. And then I'll go over profits on everything. You know, I'll give away all of my secrets. I'm not going to hide anything at all. I'm going to tell you exactly how much each item that sold earned for me and how much total I earned for the day. And then we'll see how we're doing as we get closer and closer to the end of the year. Are we thinking we're going to get to I have a goal, you know, I want to make $50,000 in profit this year. So we'll see how we're doing. But right now I'm going to just show you these. It's probably 12 or 15 things actually. I did pretty good today, I think. So let's take a look. Okay, these are the things that I got from the little thrift store yesterday. It's a good store, you know, a tiny little store. Sometimes they do their research and they mark stuff up pretty high, and other times they don't. So in this case, they had these. There's 5 of these plates here. They all have this same gentlemanly looking dog on them, and these are designed by Rachel Kozlowski for West Elm. It says 2022. I think that's probably the year they came out. These were $2 a piece. I've seen them sell for like 30 to 35 individually. There's no lots. There are lots of these plates, like a set of 5 or a set of 9, but each one has a different image on it. And this is all the exact same one. So I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to get the same kind of price by listing these all together, but I think I will. So I paid $2 a piece. That's $10 plus tax. It's like $10.60. They also have a loyalty program there, so I got some little discount on that. And I'm going to list these for 120. I don't know if we'll get that, but I am hopeful that we will. So then today, like I said, I went to the Salvation Army. This particular one, I was going there pretty regularly, and then it shut down for a while, and then it reopened again as sort of like a boutique Salvation Army where they were sending all the stuff from other stores that they thought was too good to just be out for the rabble. So they didn't stick to that plan for very long. I'd say for like 2 months they were open and everything was expensive, and then it just kind of went to business as usual. So I actually got a lot of stuff there, and I'm not going to be able to show all of it to you because some of it's not quite ready yet. But I got this there. This is a SodaStream. I guess this is a model called Fizzy One Touch. I didn't even hear of this. Like, I bought us a SodaStream, I don't know, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that. And I didn't hear of this model. I went through every model trying to figure out which one was the best one for us. And this is not the one that I bought, but I bought one today, and I took the price tag off. You can see it left some damage there. There's also some damage here, some other damage on the box. This might not have been a great buy. It was $27, and I thought it was brand new. I opened it up, and I could see for sure that the AC adapter had never been used. Like, it's still wrapped up and ready to somebody can open it and use it. So it's perfectly brand new. But when I got it home and I opened it up and investigated a little further, I could see that somebody did open it. They put the CO2 cartridge, the tank, inside of it, but it's clear it's never been used. The electrical cord, like I said, brand new. I look at this bottle inside there. There's no evidence that it's ever had any water in it. It's perfectly clean and brand new. So I'm going to be able to sell this as open box rather than brand new. At a brand new price, it's like between $75 and $100 as an open box. I'm going to list that at a $63, which isn't a great return on investment for me. $27 into $63 after you pay fees and everything. I'll probably make like $20, $25 on this, but it should go fast. The sell-through rate is really good. I think there are like 19 currently listed in this same condition, and like 35 that have sold in the last 3 months. So I would say that's a supply and demand that looks pretty good. Okay, let's get to the next thing. Right, I typically don't spend a lot of time looking at books at the thrift stores because there's so many of them there. They're usually priced higher than I like, and you just can't spend the time to look up every single book and find one that is worth buying. But today I just browsed through that area and I found some decent stuff. So first thing is, this is like a YA fantasy series. I like to get series. If I was just trying to sell one of these, I wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be worth my time to do that. But since there's 4 of them, this is the complete series, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think they were $4, $3.99 a piece, but then they were a color that was 25% off today, so I paid $3 a piece, $12 plus tax. I put a cost of goods of $13, and these I think will sell for like just a little bit over 50, maybe like $52 or $55, so not too bad. These books, again, series, this is I Survived. This, I don't know if this is as popular as it was a little while ago. It's like historical stories, like real life stories. This one's the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and then the author, her name is Lauren Tarshish, puts like a preteen into the story and shows how they lived through these disasters. Shark attack, Black Death, Children's Blizzard, earthquakes. These were real popular with this middle grade group 2 or 3 years ago, but still popular enough, I think. I got this whole stack for $1. There's 10 or 11, and I think I can get $15 for it, so that's not too bad. And then the last book that I have here is this Clive Barker one, Aberrat. I don't think this is one of his like real popular ones. Oh, I just noticed this sticker in here, so I'm going to have to call that out. And that's disappointing because this is a first edition and it's signed by Clive Barker, so you can see a signature down here. So this one, I might lower the price a little bit now that I see that sticker in there, or maybe I should try to steam it and take it off. This is just like a piece of, just like a address label type of a sticker. I might be able to get that off. Anyway, the pricing on these is kind of all over the place. Clive Barker signed a lot of books, so they're not that rare. I don't remember exactly how many are currently listed, but quite a few that have his signature on it, and quite a few that sold. And the ones that sold are anywhere between like 55 and 120 as far as the sold price. But there are some currently listed that are only like $40 that are exactly the same as this and also signed. I only paid $3 for it. I'm trying to go right in the middle of the pack at $78. I think it will sell. I think it'll sell pretty quickly, actually. So we'll find out. And then I got another set of books that I didn't bring down. They're big books, and it's a 10-book series, but number 4 is missing. And if I have a complete series, it's probably worth like $250. I paid 12. I think I paid 12 for all, maybe 16 for the ones that I got, the 9 that I got. And then I just went on eBay. I was missing volume 4. So I went on eBay and I searched it up, and I found 2 people selling copies of this book, volume 4, the one that I'm missing. So I put both of those on my watch list, and I put both of those into my shopping cart. And about 2 hours later, both of them sent me offers. And one of them was like a 35% offer. So I decided to just go with that guy. So that book should be coming pretty soon. I think I paid $11 for it. So something like 16 or 18 or something like that for the the set that I got from the Salvation Army, and then another $11. I think it's like between 25 and $30 I paid for all of these, and I think I could turn that around into 250. And I might be able to do more because out of the 10 books, volume 6 through 10, maybe 5 through 10 are still sealed. They're wrapped in cellophane. So I might try to bump up that price a little bit to 300 or 320 or something, and just test the waters for a little while before lowering the price. All right, let's see what's coming up next. And so I also don't look at DVDs that much at the thrift stores or video games. It's the same problem where there's just hundreds and hundreds of them. You can't look them all up. But I saw this series, and I know this series. I was a big fan of this show when it came out in probably like 2002 or something. It's the Nero Wolfe mystery show based on the books. I read all those books when I was younger, and when this show came out, I was really excited to watch it. So I kind of bought this for nostalgia more than anything. This set I think was, well, here it is. It still has the sticker, $4.95, and I think this one was $1.95. So we're looking at $7 I paid for these. They're not big sellers, and the discs in there are kind of worn. They're a little bit scratched up on the bottom. So I'm only going to try to get like $30 for these, maybe 35. So I wouldn't normally spend $7 on something I'm only going to sell for 30. But in this case, I bought it for myself as much as anything, just because I wanted to. I also found this there. I saw this. I was like, what is this bag that has a McDonald's tag on it? Has these McDonald's characters. It's purple. It's just got a little single pocket in there. It's got Grimace on the inside. It's like, what? They had 94 cents on it. So I figured, I'm going to buy it, for less than $1. I'll pick it up and see what it is. When I got it home, I saw this Loungefly logo on the zipper. So I thought, oh yeah, this might be good after all. But then searching up for it, I found out that there's a backpack that it's like shaped like Grimace, and his arms come through these little straps and holds this thing. It's like a little auxiliary bag that goes with a backpack. So without having the backpack, I have no idea if anybody will buy this. There's nobody trying to sell it, or no sales of this, so who knows. I put that backpack is selling for like between 35 and $60, so I just put $15 on this, $14.99 plus shipping, and hopefully somebody will buy it. Who knows. Okay, I've got a couple more things that came from sales today, and then some older junk. I'm going to show you all that stuff next. Okay, it was advertised as a garage sale, but when I got there was a sign that just said everything's inside the house. So it turned out to be a sort of a family-run estate sale. And they didn't have a lot of stuff there, but I got these pans. This is club aluminum. I think these are probably from the 70s or the 60s, late 60s, mid 70s. I used to have this exact set, but in avocado green that I cooked all of our meals in for years. But then I found out that it's possible that there's something leaching out of aluminum cookware into the food that can affect your memory and stuff, so I stopped using it. In fact, I just threw those. I should not have. I just threw them in the garbage. I was like, I'm not going to keep these. And then it turns out that they're a little bit valuable now. So I got these for $1 a piece at this sale. The lady there was very nice. It seems like somebody died and they had kind of enlisted their neighbor to help. He was telling me he's been selling all of the stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and now that they just have enough to fill 2 rooms left, they're just doing this estate sale. So $3 for these. It's hard for me to tell. There's like several sets of these that have sold for upwards of $100, but they would have another pan, what would you call it? Like a roaster or a Dutch oven style pan, and maybe even a frying pan. So I don't have that, so I'm not going to try to get 100, but I am going to try to get 80, and we'll see how that goes. Then I have these CDs I've been working on recently for the last couple of weeks. I bought a box of CDs. It was like 80 CDs for $40, and I've been putting them, I put the box in the car, and I've been working on it on my lunch breaks, trying to get some of these CDs scanned and figure out what they are, what they're worth, and listed. But most of them aren't really worth that much, but there are a lot of these collections So this is like the Tragically Hip. There's 6 CDs here. Individually, you can't really sell these, but I think I can get $60 for these 6. So I've got those ready to list. Here's 2 CDs from 10,000 Maniacs. They're not worth much, so maybe like I get $10 or $12 just for these 2. This single one is a compilation CD. It has the Waco Brothers. This person was really into this kind of alt country stuff, like pseudo folk music. Moonshine Willie, the Meat Purveyors, Nico Case, you know, this kind of stuff. So this one is still, it's not shrink wrapped, but it has that sticker, like a security sticker on here that's still sealed. So this is brand new. I think I can get, I don't know, I think this one CD might be like $14. I got 2 REMs here. Again, same story. Individually, they're not worth much. Together, maybe 10 to 12. And then the Vulgar Boatman, again, same thing, $10 or $12, maybe a little bit more for these, 13. And then everything that's left over that wasn't worth selling individually or in small lots, I'm just gonna put them all together. Because like I said, it's a lot of stuff that seems to be like in the same genre, sort of. So like here's Crowded House, Jillian Welch, Paul Westerberg, Buffalo Tom, Sid Straw, Graham Parker, some other things I never heard of. The Golden Palominos, Sunvolt, the Sundays. All of these things feel like they can kind of go together. So there's 24 CDs here. These are left. Maybe you can sell them for $4 a piece. I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm going to put all of these up and do an auction and see what happens if they're all sold together. I don't know. It might be nothing. It might get one bid. I've got $24. No, what do I have? $12 into these. I'm calling it 50 cents a CD. So I have $12 into these, and I'm going to have the listing start. The auction will start at $20. So I won't lose any money if I only get one bidder. I won't make much, but at least I won't lose money on these. So that's basically it. I have the books I was talking about that maybe I'll be able to show you tomorrow. And then I've got my card, like one big listing. It's like 4 or 5 items that are big. So it's basically filling up my whole car. And I wasn't able to get those out and get those ready to show you tonight. So hopefully I'll be able to show you those tomorrow. But right now, it's time to pick some orders and then get them packed. So let's go to the kitchen and get started on that. Okay, I pulled these 8 items. 2 of them are going in one box, so it's going to be 7 orders total tonight. So let's get started with the simplest ones, I guess, which is probably going to be, well, let's just go in order, the order they came. So that means we're starting with a CD. Very simple pack. So I got a piece of cardboard. I'm going to put that in there as a little wrap. Let's put a piece of tape just for the sake of it. And then it's going to go in a used Amazon envelope. Where's my knife? Here it is. This is Ronnie Romero. I guess it's probably some kind of a throwback heavy metal kind of thing. I don't know who Ronnie Romero is. Whoops. I got quite a few. I've had access to quite a few CDs that are, a lot of them are metal and they're like German reissues. I don't know exactly where they come from, but I've been able to get some for free. And I think my assumption is some kind of a music reviewer who gets these and then he gets rid of them immediately. And I've been lucky enough to get a number of them. And they're not, they're not exceptionally valuable, but they are free. So this one sold for $13.99 plus shipping. Ronnie Romero. Ronnie. I should just write CD on there. That's easier. Okay, let's get this one out of the way and get to my scale. 5 ounces. This package is going to be 9 by 6 by 1. And it's going to get shipped to PM in Massachusetts, MA. Okay, what's next? Almost all of these orders came in today like before 10:30. I think all of them. They were like, this morning I was just getting order after order after order, and then I thought this is going to be a hot day, and then they just dried up. We get 8 7 or 8 orders in 2 hours and then nothing. Okay, here we have a set of pens and pencils, Cross. This I've had listed for quite a long time, and it was on sale at 20% off. I think the original price was like $80 maybe for these 2 writing instruments. And then it was down to like 62 or something like that, and somebody sent me an offer for 50 and I counter offered at 60. This is all at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then he accepted that $60 offer. So I only paid, well, I did pay kind of a lot for these, $22. I wonder why I chose that. Where did these come from? These came from my lunch break thrift store. So I guess I would pay $22 for something if I was gonna make 80. It's gonna sell it for 80. But they sat for long enough. This has been in my shop since October of 2024. So basically a full year, not quite a full year, but close enough. So they're gonna go. I did not know that. I was surprised to see that $22 on there. Pens, 9 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3. This is gonna go to DBJ in North Dakota. Okay, what's next? A lava lamp. So I have been trafficking in lava lamps quite a lot lately, I guess. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th one I sold this month. And I think I still have 1 more left. So I'd be happy to sell them all. The other one I have is not very valuable, and this one wasn't really that valuable either. It's missing the little cap that goes on top of there, so that decreases its value quite a bit. And then it was another thing that was on sale. So this only sold for $17.59. Not a great amount for something that's going to be kind of risky to pack and ship. But I'm going to put that bottle in this bag to try to protect it, or I guess to protect the world in case it breaks in shipping. Then the liquid will stay inside the bag, theoretically. So I'm going to twist it once. I want to get as much air out of there as I can. Twist it once and then wrap it again the other direction. These bags are big enough to do that. And then I'll tie a knot here. So 17 bucks, not a good, I'm not real happy with a sale like that for something of this nature. The other ones I sold for over $100, so I'm not sure what makes this one so cheap, but the other ones I guess were vintage, and this one is not. And the other one I have is not. I think it's like, I think you can go to the store right now at Home Depot and buy the exact same one. So it will take quite a lot of packing materials for this. I mean, it's got to be very well protected. So this is a heavy duty box. These boxes I have are like, they don't look like they're double walled, but they're much heavier than a normal box. This will just go this way and this will go this way. Yeah, it's fine. So the bottle itself is getting quite a lot of bubble wrap on it. Unfortunately, I have got to spend the bubble wrap, expend it on this project. I just don't have, there's no other options. There it goes. And I'll get this wrapped with bubble, and then mostly it's gonna get filled up with paper, the box. This probably should go around this way a couple times. I was thinking, I don't know, you know, you watch these YouTube videos and then you think I could do that. So I've been watching some videos about restoring old lava lamps, and I was thinking maybe I should get into that hobby, buying old broken down ones and replacing the water and the wax inside of it, fooling around with it. Could be fun, but also could be just time consuming for no real reason. I don't think you'd ever recoup your investment if you were restoring them and then selling them. And how many lava lamps could one person need? But I did have the ones that I had for sale. I just put them on the shelf in there in the bedroom, and I had them running 6 hours a day. It was supposed to help get the wax conditioned or something. It didn't really work, but I had them running, and it was pretty cool to go in there and look at them. And I was thinking I could just fill this whole wall with nothing but lava lamps, and it would be a cool background for a video, but probably not gonna happen. Okay, we're just gonna mostly fill this box with paper. I'm gonna put a deep nest on the bottom, put those 2 things in there, and then cover it all up from the top. So let's start with the base, wrap this. I should try to remember to mark this as a fragile, liquid, hazardous material, just in case. I know the post office doesn't really want to send liquid stuff without knowing about it, so I should do that. But I have forgotten to do that a couple of times. This thing is taking up too much space. The base doesn't need to be that well protected, but this glass definitely does. So I'm gonna try to get a full 2 inches from this end from the glass, and then this is gonna be like 2.5 to 3 inches on each side. Then I'm gonna just load the top with another couple bundles like this, and then we'll be fine. I was talking to a guy today at that estate sale. He said he has big collections of depression glass that he wants to sell, and he was thinking about doing it on eBay, but he doesn't know about shipping. He's worried about shipping that fragile stuff, and I was telling him, you know, it's not that difficult. It's doable. You gotta just be careful and ship stuff properly. So it seemed like talked to a guy for 5 minutes and it changed his whole opinion about how he was gonna sell his collection. I'm trying to think about, well, the problem with these boxes is the flaps don't close all the way, so there's that gap. And I typically will put a piece of cardboard in there like that and cover it. In this case, probably doesn't really need to be done, but it's not gonna hurt anything either. That's one of the reasons, there's a couple of reasons why. I have a bunch of these boxes exactly like this that I picked up off the street, and I don't use them that much because they are so heavy. I always have not, if I'm using one of these boxes, I did not account for that weight when I charged the buyer a certain amount of shipping, which is probably going to be the case here. We'll be lucky if we make any money on this. $17.59. They probably paid, I don't know what they would have paid in shipping, but I bet I'm going to pay more than they did because this thing weighs 5 pounds, and that's pretty high for USPS stuff. 16 by, it could go FedEx, I guess. 16 by 11 by 8. 5 pounds. This is lava. And who's it going to? We're going to ship this to MC in MA, Massachusetts. So put this out of the way. And then what's next? This is a book. Occasionally I get access to advanced reader copies, and you're not really supposed to sell them, but I don't really have too many qualms selling those if it feels okay. And in this case, I had listed this for quite a lot because it was well out before the book came out. It had quite a long time before the book was actually going to be released, and people want to get their hands on these copies ahead of time if they can, if they're a fan of the author or whatever. So I had it listed maybe for $40, and then no bids, no bites, and eventually somebody just offered me $10 and I just took it. This has been listed since May, so this book actually comes out it's already out. Came out in August, so this has been sitting around well past its due date. Typically, advanced reader copies don't hold any value after after the real book has been published. So I should have probably delisted this a long time ago. As soon as the real book came out, there's no sense in trying to sell it. But somebody wanted it and they took it. They'll buy it. So $10, $10. Book, 1 pound 2 ounces. How can that be? 10 by 7 by 3. It's going to just here in Illinois. This is like right down the street. Could just open the window and throw this, and TT could probably catch it. All right, what's next? Here's something I made a little mistake on. This is what do you call it? Ralph Lauren polo. I got this at a church sale just a couple of weeks ago for $1, and I had it listed for $39.99, which seems to be about the right price because another shirt that I got at the same time, Ralph Lauren, sold already for that price. But I was doing some offers. I meant to send a 10% off offer on this, and I sent a $10 offer. So this $40 shirt somebody was able to get for $10. So that's a mistake that I made that I'm not proud of, I'm not happy about, but it's not the end of the world. I only paid $1 for this shirt, so turning it into $10 is just fine. Now that I'm thinking about it, since it was only $10, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in a bubble mailer. I was gonna put it in that little box right there, but changed my mind. You got the good deal, you're not getting the good box. I still have, do I have one more? I think I have one more of these that came from the same sale, so hopefully I won't make that mistake again and we'll get $40 for it. Or at least 36, that was the plan, 10% off. offer. I'm not sure why sometimes, like that offer system on eBay, sometimes it defaults to percentage off and sometimes it defaults to a certain amount. You can choose like the percentage off, you can choose like this is the amount I want you to pay, or you can choose this is the amount that I want to discount from that item. And I never do that third one. I usually do the percentage. Sometimes if it's something expensive, I'll just do a flat amount. Like if I'm listing something for $800 and I want to get just $600 for it, I decide $600 would be acceptable. I'll just send a $600 offer instead of trying to figure out what's the percentage. What percentage should I send? All right, shirt. So we could have made $20 more today, $30 more today, but I made a mistake. How much does this weigh? 10 ounces. This is 11 by 9 by 3. If you buy labels on Pirate Ship and you're shipping something in an envelope, you can just give 2 dimensions. It doesn't ask you the third dimension, but eBay always asks. So I'm not sure why one is one way and one is the other. This is going to WS, some guy who's getting a good deal, and he's in Illinois too. This one's a little further away, but not that far really. Okay, what's next? These are some slippers, LB Evans. I got these at that thrift store, my little independent thrift store, and I paid up for those too. I was surprised to see I paid over $19 for these, and then I was kind of remembering that I looked them up and I thought they were worth $100, and then when I got them home I realized there are different LB Evans makes different kind of qualities, and these were slightly lower quality ones, so these only sold for $40. So $19 I paid for them, selling for $40. This is not the kind of return on investment that I like. It's okay, we'll make a little bit of money, but I'm putting it in this heavy box, so we might again lose money on shipping. But this box seemed like it was going to be pretty much exactly the right size for this little shoebox, and I guess it is. They don't need much protection, so I'm not going to pack this really tight. I'm just going to pack it enough so it doesn't bang around. So if this was something glass, I would pack it a lot tighter than this would be. So just get some paper in here and I'm going to close it up. Save on weight a little bit too, hopefully. So this one seems to close up a little tighter than that other one. Hi, Pineapple, my little boy. Pineapple boy, hey, come here. What are you doing? You came to find me? What do you need? Nothing? Okay, go watch your business. Okay, he sometimes sneaks down here when I'm working. He has his own lapel pin. If you're viewing this video and you head over to my Hot Lunch eBay shop, if you find something you want to buy, let me know that you came there from the videos and I'll send you a pair of these pins. So one that has the shop logo and then one has Pineapple's illustration on it. So come and join us over there and get a little gift. I'll send it to you for sure. I don't have that many of those, so I don't know how long they're gonna last. I've only sent out 3 or 4 sets so far. All right, I'm not gonna worry about this gap this time on these slippers. They'll be fine. Okay, stickers off, put them in the trash. This box is gonna be heavy again because of that thick cardboard. 3 pounds. I'm sure I charged way less on shipping than that. Slippers, 16 by 11 by 8. I just look at the other box. These are going to TW in San Francisco, CA. All right, I just got an order of these boxes right here, and they came just in time because I sold a couple of plates, and these boxes are ideal for dinner plates. So these are, what are they? Lennox. These are Lennox Kate Spade plates. They're nice, you know, you can just tell by picking them up, they're high quality. We're gonna pack these up. They didn't sell for a huge amount together, the 2 of those is like $36. I've got probably $4 into them, so that's a pretty good return on investment, I guess. Almost 10 times the value or the outlay. But I was hoping these plates were gonna be worth hundreds of dollars or more than, they're basically like 20 some dollars a piece. All right, we need bubble wrap for sure for these. I usually put, right now I have a small little cube of cardboard in there. I'm going to put some more just to put some padding in between these plates, and then of course bubble in between them. I'm not going to go wild with the stretch wrap, but I will stretch these together so that they can't rock too much and move and touch each other, and that's going to be where you get chips. So I just pull this as tight as I can and let it stretch back on itself so that it pulls them down. And then we'll wrap the whole deal in bubble a couple of times, and then paper. Not so different from everything else that we do around here. So there's one layer. Let's get that masking tape. And then some more bubble wrap. Go the other direction. I don't know if it makes, I'm not sure. You should put the bubble part out or the bubble side in. I don't think it really matters that much. All right, paper. Coming to the end here. This is the last package. I'll take a quick look before I close things up. Hopefully another sale comes in. I think we were at about $170 before shipping labels today. So I don't know, maybe we'll be at 120, maybe less by the time we're done. And I'm shooting for 192 every day. That's my goal right now. So 120 is not good enough. We need to get a little more money than that. If we just sell one more item today, it would probably go over my quota. All right, I'm trying to pack these pretty tight as compared to those slippers. I don't want these to move at all. I don't care if those slippers slide around a little bit. They'll be okay. I see Pineapple just wandering around. I don't know why he comes down here. Sometimes he comes down and I don't even know he's here. Then I go back upstairs and I lock the door behind me. That's probably happened 3 or 4 times when I'm looking for him. I can't find him, and it turns out he's sleeping down here. All right, I'm not gonna do anything else. Plates. This is gonna be relatively heavy. 5 pounds, 16 by 16 by 5. And where are we going with these? Who knows? These are going to a weird thing that's not a name. These are going to CA, and then I wonder if this is a store or a interior design company or something. Okay, I'm gonna buy all these shipping labels, and then I'll come right back and tell you all the details about how much profit we made today. All right, there's a stack of boxes that all have labels. They're all ready to go. I've already scheduled a pickup, so let's go to the spreadsheet and figure out how much money we made. All right, item by item. Ronnie Romero, Too Many Lies, Too Many Masters. This is a CD. It says Metal and Hard Rock. That sold and earned a profit of $11.05. 2 pens and pencils, Cross Century Baker Industries ballpoint pens, $29.96. Freaking lava lamp, 16.5 inches tall, made in 2022, $11.06. I did not lose money on that shipping, so even with that heavy box, it's fine. The Book of Lost Hours by Haley Gelfuo. This is an advanced reader copy that earned me $7.21. Ralph Lauren polo shirt earned $7.86, and it should have been $37.86. What is this? LB Evans slippers, men's size 11.5. These are called opera slip-ons. They earned $15.07. Finally, 2 Kate Spade plates. One earned $21.66, and the other one earned $12.80. So that's just dividing up the cost of goods and the shipping just kind of randomly. So they really both earn the exact same amount of money, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, so that means today at 11:45 p.m. we have earned $116.67. It's a far cry from the 193 that we need, and it definitely is affecting our average. So yesterday, the average profit per day for the month of October was $200. Today, with this day, it's dropped down to $195.15, and I need that number to not go below 193 for the rest of the year. That's the way I'm going to get to $50,000. I have to get that amount of money every single day, $193. So we got to do something about that, keeping that above 193. We're still above it, 195, and honestly, November and December are really going to be the strong months. October, in my experience, is not that great, but we are doing pretty good this month. Let's see. I can look at this. This chart tells me how much money I made last year, every month of the year. So last year in October, I made $2,400. $452.58. So already now, today is October 17th. This year, I've already made $840 more than that this month. So we're at $3,292. I don't see, it doesn't seem unlikely that we will double that amount this month or come close to it. So if we can get another like $2,000 this month, then we're going to be trying for like $5,000 a month during November and October, which might be difficult, but it's not impossible. So we'll see. Right now, I'm happy with how October's doing. I'm just hoping for a continuation through the rest of the month. Let's keep this trend going, get a few more strong days, and we'll be set for the rest of the year. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm making videos every day of the week, and some of them are like this. Most of them are like this. Some of them are shorter. Some of them are longer. Some of them are more exciting. Some of them are more boring. Anyway, if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again tomorrow.